In the immediate aftermath of a disaster, most people will only have one thing on their mind: where is my family? If there's been a large earthquake, there's a good chance many roads and bridges will be impassable for days, if not longer, and cell phone towers may not work. So it is critical to have a plan.
Communicate as much as you can before communication goes out. That's the key.
Steve Eberlein and Lydia Ledgerwood Eberlein have a long history of disaster relief. They saw firsthand the effects of a 9.1 magnitude earthquake and the devastating tsunami it triggered while living in Sri Lanka in 2004. Now, they've made preparedness their number one priority through their business Tipping Point Resilience.
In terms of reunification, we talk about the most likely scenario, which at this right now would be 3 kids at school, Steve in an office, me at home or out and about. And then we take a look at that, and for our situation, our 3 kids are across the river from us. So that creates a big decision point, which is what happens if neither one of us are on the same side of the river as the kids and the earthquake hits.
Reach out to family and friends. Can they pick up your kids if you can't get to them? Can another parent take them in? Is a neighbor able to care for your pets if disaster strikes when you're away from home? Who can help elderly or disabled community members? Designate a common contact who is out of the area that would be affected by a Cascadia earthquake. It's also crucial to designate not 1, but 3 locations to meet up with your family.
The assumption is you're going to all try to come back home, but in some cases your home is not going to be safe after an earthquake.
Steve and Lydia designated a local park as their secondary reunification site.
It's a place that our kids know well. We can put up a tent there. It's within walking distance. But your local park might have problems too. If gas mains break and suddenly, your park is not safe either, having a third reunification spot as well would be advisable.
Having enough water, food, and other supplies is also key to surviving in case it takes a while for help to get to you.
Flashlights.
Experts recommend you stash supplies at work, in your car, and of course at home.
The home kit obviously should be the most robust of your kits. That's where you're going to keep at least 14 gallons of water per person in your home. You're going to keep 42 meals per person in your home.
Be aware of food allergies when picking your food, and get some single ingredient nutrition sources if needed.
A lot of the stuff that comes in the emergency pack, it's just this cube of allergen basically. So this has put my mind at ease.
Also consider items like flashlights, a battery-powered or hand-crank radio so you can get information after the disaster, first aid kits, medications, tools and gloves, and sanitation and personal hygiene items. You also need to consider the messier side of things.
A lot of trash bags.
Your toilet. Lydia is a big advocate of the 2-bucket system. That means 1 bucket for liquids and 1 for solids. You'll also want a carbon source.
It could be dried leaves, it could be sawdust, it could be wood chips.
While it may seem like you should keep your kit hidden away and untouched, don't feel like you can't dip into your supplies.
We use it. We go to soccer practice, we forget water, we use that water, and we're good to go. I think it's also important for people to realize that the stuff we're sort of squirreling away for a disaster can be useful to you in real time as long as you replace it.
Steve and Lydia know it can seem overwhelming. They say to build up your kit over time. And remember,
part of the reason we really emphasize the family reunification plan is, for one, that's the center of what you care about. That's your central value, making sure your family is safe. So start with that because, 1, it's the most important thing to you, and for 2, it is accessible to everybody. Mm-hmm. Everyone can afford to have a conversation.
Yep.